Okay, I'm going to make a quick review going over the Module 3 for tomorrow's assessment. All right, so this is Grade 4, Module 3 review. Okay, so we worked a lot with the metric system during this unit. So one of the big things that you need to know are our conversions. Okay, and if you know the conversions, you're going to be set for the assessment. So we're going to start with meters. Okay, and we know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. Okay, so that is a very important conversion, that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. We also need to know that 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. Okay, we do a lot more work with kilometers and meters, but you also need to know that 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. Okay, so if I'm using this information, right, I can answer questions like, all right, I'm going to take that away for now, like on a review sheet where it said 5 kilometers equals how many meters. So if you have to answer that question, but you know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters, how many meters is 5 kilometers? Well, you could draw, we did work with tape diagrams, right? So I could say, okay, here's my 5 kilometers, and inside each kilometer is 1,000 meters, another 1,000 meters, another 1,000 meters, another 1,000 meters, and another 1,000 meters, right? This was 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer, and 1 kilometer. All right? So you would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 meters. Now that's how you could show it with a tape diagram. All right? Or you could, you could say that 5 kilometers times 1,000 equals 5,000 meters. You would say, 5 times 1,000 equals the 5,000 meters. And that is what we did right here by doing 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 kilometers, 5 times 1,000. Okay? Now, let's say, all right, I'll get rid of that. Let's say you had to do a mixed conversion, all right? This, I will tell you, you are going to see. This is just what was on the review sheet. So, if you had to say 3 kilometers and 205 meters equals how many meters, right? Now you're just going to say, all right, well, you could do it here we're trying to find meters. So I want to turn this into meters. And I know that my 3 kilometers is like saying 3 times 1,000, because 3 kilometers equals 3,000 meters. And then we had another 205 meters. So 3,000 meters plus 205 meters equals 3,205 meters. It's this kilometers is like saying 1,000. So 3,205. All right. So it's also practice here of going back to saying a number in word form and then changing it into standard form. Because if we know kilometers means 1,000, then it's 3,205, which we have. Okay, so you could show that a bunch of different ways. So here, I could then do my 3,000, and if you have to line it up, then you would have your 3,205 meters. Okay, you could do it that way. Now, let's say it was, 12 kilometers, 10 meters. How many meters does that equal? Well, we have 12 kilometers, so you should know that that is equal to 12,000 meters plus just the 10 meters. So now this is where if you need your place value chart, you can and say 12,000, and then we just have 10. So the 10 lines up there. And we have 12,010. Okay? It is not 12,010. There's no number written that way. Okay? So you have to write it as if, you're putting in all the correct place values. Okay. Now, we did work in capacity. Capacity is liters, right? So we had milliliters and liters. So we had milli means 1,000. So we have 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. Okay? So now, if I had to say 23 liters and 501 milliliters, how many milliliters does that equal? Well, I know that my 23 liters, because this liter is going to equal 1,000 milliliters, that this is 23,000, and then we are adding the 501 milliliters. Okay? So however you you may just be able to combine those, like right here, and say 23,501 milliliters, or 23,501. Add them up. And there you go. Okay. And you will see, you will get a bunch just like that. Look at the review sheet, and the review sheet will help you. The review sheet is going to be an excellent tool, and we went over it in class today. And then we used another measurement we did mass, we did length, right? We did kilometers and meters. I'm looking back, did we do grams? I don't think we did grams. That we have 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. Okay? Once again, that magic number is 1,000 here. Okay? 1,000. So, if I'm saying, okay, I have 10 kilograms and 100 grams, that's equal to how many grams? Well, 10 kilograms is 1,000, so that's 10,000 kilograms plus the 100 grams. So that would be 10,100 grams, or line it up, and you will see you get your 10,100. Okay, so just make sure that you are checking over those kind of problems. You may get a word problem, okay, hint, hint, wink, wink, where it may say, like we had here, Mrs. Kane is training for a mud run. Each day, she runs at the gym for 3 kilometers and runs at the beach for 3,000 meters. In all, how many meters does Mrs. Kane run each day? So each day, she's running at the gym for 3 kilometers and runs at the beach for 3,000 meters. Now we know, all right, this is number 10 on the review sheet, that if each day, I'm going to draw here, here's my 3 days, and this is fine, this is how I work it out. Day 1, day 2, day 3. And if each day she's running for 3 kilometers and at the beach 3,000 meters, squeeze it in. Well, 3 kilometers and 3,000 meters is the same because 3 kilometers is 3,000 meters plus the 3,000 meters. That is 6,000 meters. And now it's the same thing on day 2. So that would be another 6,000 meters. And day 3 would be another 6,000 meters. So in all, okay, in all, 6,000 plus 6,000 plus 6,000. Oh, sorry, I have an extra one in there. Oop, 6. That is 6, 12, 18. 18,000 meters. And really what I did here was I made a tape diagram. Okay? I just like to show my work in charts, but that's up there however you want to do it. Okay? And I'm just going to leave it at that because you can continue going over the review sheet. But this was just a quick review on Module 3 review. You will see it on your review sheet, and I hope this helped.